you think of the 80s, most people get this image in their heads. You may also think of people like Michael Jackson, the Bee Gees, and maybe even a-ha. But the New Romantics adopted this style but made it more striking with the colours of their makeup and the clothing. You're probably wondering why a 17-year-old female in 2012 is looking at a style of music that is mostly associated with the 1980s, especially considering I wasn't even born in the 80s. I wasn't even a glimmer in my dad's eye, as they say, so it's not like I was exposed to New Romantic music in the womb. The main reason I think why I listen to this style of music is because my parents and I usually travelled up to Scotland to see my grandparents, and most of the time they'd have their Best of the 80s CD playing in the background while I'd be trying to listen to my Tweety Pie cassette player. Oh my god, this is making me seem so old. In the end, I just gave up and listened to their music. That's basically how I got into 80s music. New Romantics were a subculture. Most of the well-known bands are Duran Duran, Spandau Ballet, Visage, Ultravox, Adam and the Ants, Culture Club and Tubeway Army. Examples of their most songs are Wild Boys, Gold, Stand and Deliver, Come a Chameleon and Don't You Forget About Me. My favourite New Romantic band that is definitely best for me is of course Duran Duran. My mum and I adore them, so much so that we went to see them in concert last year on the 1st of December. We were quite far back, but the most amazing thing about most New Romantic singers is that they don't auto-tune their voices while recording their music. New Romanticism, also referred to as Blitz Kids, or by a wide variety of other names, was a pop culture movement in the United Kingdom that began around 1979 and peaked around 1981, developing in London nightclubs such as Billy's and the Blitz, are spreading to other major cities in the UK. It was based around flamboyant, eccentric fashion and new wave music. Several music acts from the era adopted the style of the movement and became known to epitomise it within the music and mainstream press. Duran Duran being my favourite New Romantic band, and then it being Spandau Ballet and Adam and the Ants, of course, I'm going to talk about them for a bit. They first formed in Birmingham in 1978. They were then known to be one of the most successful bands in the 1980s. While they were generally considered as part of the New Romantic scene, along with other bands such as Spandau Ballet, they later shed this image, and the band started working with fashion designers to build a sharper image that earned them the nickname the prettiest boys in rock. The group itself was formed by Nick Rose, whom, by the way, waved at me when I went backstage to see them after the concert in December. Other members include John Taylor, Stephen Duffy, Andy Taylor and Simon Le Bon. By the way, none of the Taylors are related, and Roger Taylor is not to be mistaken with one in Queen. Some of their songs, which are my favourite, are Wild Boys, The Reflex, Rio and Reach Up for the Sunrise, which was released recently and isn't one of their classics, but it is a good song. You out of the darkness,